By the way, if you put your computer directly in the blanket, consider yourself a criminal. Hi! Happy New Year! I know it's like the half of January. I know I haven't been consistent in 2023, but yeah, this is what you get when you are busy. Yeah, you can tell I'm getting professional with these sunglasses. I'm not talking about. Yeah, 2023 was a lot, to say the least, as a first year of photography, videography. I mean, it's a weird transition from just a photographer to doing events and doing a lot of things, and yeah, let's recap with that, shall we? Unfortunately, I wanted to do that in December, but I was not only busy, but I also got sick. I just recovered and now I'm still coughing, the bad cough that doesn't go away, which is pretty bad. And yeah, if you are a professional photographer, you might consider to have something to write notes. I don't know, because clients are very demanding. So yeah, let's recap 2023 as a photographer and as an individual, because yeah, some events can affect the photographer in question. So yeah, also I missed YouTube. I mean, lately I've been focusing a lot on my Instagram and TikTok, and I kinda let YouTube slide away, which is pretty bad. But YouTube, it's not like that cozy place like it used to anymore. I mean, just recently MatPat announced that he's leaving. A lot of YouTubers are now transitioning or legit getting retired because it's not like it used to anymore. It doesn't have like the glimpse, the comfort. I don't know, a lot of things has changed since quarantine, I would say. You know, everything is now just shorts, trends and stuff. I mean, I get it, but also it's a bit sad. I mean, as a person who grew up watching YouTube like for a long time, it is pretty sad. So yeah, can we start? Why I started this video in the first place? I think if I gonna start recapping 2023, I need to talk about 2022. I know it's weird, but it is what it is. So the first thing that happened in 2022 is I bought this camera that I'm recording with. Yay, congratulations me. I know it's kind of crazy, but yeah, I finally bought this camera. Kinda expensive, but for a start, it is a good camera. I bought my first Canon M50. It's a mirrorless camera. It's I mean, I wanted a camera where I can record and also take photos and stuff. And for someone who's starting, I think it's a really good camera. I mean, it's a bit pricey and it's not available anymore. I mean, now it's only the Canon Rs, and if you're lucky enough, you can find it used. And yeah, I'm so far very satisfied with it. And the second thing I think that happened in 2022 is my dad bought me this fireplace. Kidding. My father bought me my second PC. My first PC unfortunately died. Hold on. I'm just gonna show you the state of my first PC because it's hella embarrassing a bit. So this is my first PC. I got it, my dad bought it for me as a gift when I graduated from middle school and went to high school. And yeah, he bought it to me in 15th of August 2013. So it's already a decade. It's pretty old at this point. The screen, it's not holding up. It's kinda in a bad state. God damn it. Hold on. It's really in bad shape, but you can, I'm using it, not gonna lie, as a hard drive. And sometimes I watch movies with it. I don't usually use this that much, only for work and when I'm feeling a bit cold, as you can tell now. Wow, he is really in the best shape, look. I don't know if you can tell. Yeah, but I cannot use the Wi-Fi somehow. Whenever I use the Wi-Fi in this PC, it stops functioning, and I have to remove the battery every time, which is a bit sad. But at the same time, I cannot edit with it. It doesn't have a GPU. I think Intel HD, is it considered a GPU? I don't know. It's not that strong or anything. I mean, I remember when I started learning Photoshop, I had like to use Photoshop here with my 6 giga RAMs, which is not enough, and watching some tutorials on YouTube. But in this bad boy I can do both, but I don't want to force things in it, which is a smart choice to say the least. Now let's start with January 2023. If I'm not completely wrong, it was raining. Like, I don't know what's happening these days. It's a bit hot. I mean, I'm getting it's like 25 degrees outside. Yeah, I think I should turn it off, but for aesthetic measures I'm gonna leave it. So yeah, it was raining. I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna go to my grandma's house and I'm gonna shoot some pictures and stuff. And finally I did the one shooting that I was about to do it on October, but it was extremely hot in October of 2022. And also the model that I was about to shoot, this theme of a metro station and stuff, she broke her leg going down in the stairs. That was hilarious. I mean, I was gonna say hilarious, but it was like, yeah, it is what it is. I mean, it's an unfortunate thing that happened, but I'm happy that I did the shooting in January, because the outfits, you can wear winter outfits in October, especially in Algeria. It's like season 2 of summer. Let's be real, it would have been terrible. And I did some shooting with a girl that, spoiler, I'm not talking with anymore. It was like just a shooting. I mean, we didn't have like a plan to do this and that. I was like, you know what, let's do a shooting, and I did it. And I watched some movies in the Centre Culturel Français, which I don't usually go there. It feels a bit exclusive, and also to go there sometimes feels a lot. I mean, I live in the west of Algiers, and to go just to the capital, it is a lot of work considering the traffic there. Yikes. And I started meeting some people, which is fun. I didn't do theater, but I did like in the theater production, recording, try to like see how the actors react and say no, you should do a redo and stuff like that. It was I won't say challenging, but it was good fun. I knew people there, and yeah, so far so good. February, let's see what we got to February. I did a shooting, black and white shooting with a guy of the theater called Bilal. Amazing dude. And finally I did some black and white shooting. I don't know why Algiers in black and white in winter. Immaculate vibes, nothing else to tell. And you can tell, unfortunately, it was kind of my downward spiral when it comes to creativity. Unfortunately, my grandma went sick to the point her leg went black, since she has diabetes. It's a pretty painful thing. And my mom left us 13th of February. I remember spending Valentine's Day legit alone in this house, cleaning, doing stuff and complaining. And then I was like, you know what, it's for good reason. My mom went there to take care of my grandma, and she stayed there until March. Some days of Ramadan I spent like legit lonely, but finally she got her fingers cut off, and I think so far she's good. She unfortunately recently got some issues with her heart, diabetes also, and the water got into her blood. You know what, getting old, it's not that exciting. I'm legit not excited about getting old at all. But at least in March, the positives is I got booked. I won't say I got booked, but a friend of mine who's a photographer, videographer, commercialist, is that commercial? I don't know what the term is exactly in English, but he said, yo, we need like a videographer. They had the camera and everything, they just needed someone who pressed the button, which basically what people think of us photographers. We just press the button, we do nothing, no editing, no complaining about the gear. And yeah, I was like, you know, I was hesitant to go because my siblings were alone, exam period. It was pretty nerve-wracking, not necessarily nerve-wracking, but you know, a bit stressful to hear about what's happening to your grandma and the carelessness of the hospitals. I mean, it's a lot to take in, I'm not gonna lie. And I went to the event with my friend. I met the workers there, and it was pretty lonely, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I went to work, but you stay there standing in the auditorium and something like that, you press the button, and some of them were like Zoom calls, which were not that interesting. But yeah, first thought it was good, then I got called to do interviews for another event by the same company, and it was good, especially the interviewer has become my bestie, Sarah. Hello. And yeah, we become besties ever since. And it was a bit stressful to go to talk to people. Some say no, some say nah, what are you gonna do with these footages and stuff like that. And it was a bit hard to explain, but we did the work, thankfully. And it was good, not gonna lie. There were some shots that were out of focus. We had to do it next year, the next day. And yeah, finally they were all good. And I also took the advantage of the event to talk with people, and I asked some workers there of the event if they want some photos, and yeah, some they still follow me to this day on Instagram and LinkedIn, which is good. I suggest to anyone who's starting events to take that opportunity to grow their circle, professional circle, and trying to make it as professional as possible, because you are still working to that company, but you know, try to, don't cross the line between, the professional borders, if it's safe to say. April, I don't remember doing that much in April. Not much happened in April, but in May I spent my birthday in the hospital. Pretty good. I did the shooting with Bilal, if I'm not wrong. I did a couple shooting with Melissa and Smayan, which was pretty, I won't say cringe, but they are not they're not an actual couple, but trying to make them a couple when someone is really introverted, a bit shy and stuff, it's a bit, a bit sketchy, and you have to make sure she's comfortable. I mean, any photographer needs to make their models in any shooting or any situation comfortable as possible, and try not to cross the line, of course. I mean, if they are not positioning right, try to imitate the position, not touch necessarily the model, but if you know the model, she's your bestie and stuff, do whatever I won't say do whatever you want, but just position her correctly, okay? I mean, it's a bit weird, but it is what it is. And I did an event of the person that I knew from that event of March called me to shoot and record for her school. She's a student, and I did that. I went to Cléa. Oh my god, that place was scary, I'm not gonna lie. I met some students there, they were very nice, and I met someone that I actually know from high school who works in Canon. Canon provided them the camera, I shot with it. It was pretty good. I shot with the Canon R5. I mean, it's pretty, a lot of pressure when you hold a camera that it's not yours, and extremely expensive. I mean, it's worth of what a worker in a bank gets in a year without spending. You can do the math, but goddamn, it's expensive. I mean, I wanna upgrade my camera in the future, but to come across that number, it's gonna take a while. Like, why? It's like pretty a lot. I mean, I know a friend of mine who went to Dubai and he recently bought a Sony FX3, and it's the same thing as the Canon R5. It's a lot of money, a lot of money. I mean, it's like what, 20 million? Just say it like that, casual way, dude. I mean, it's a lot, but it's like a really cinematic camera. I know a videographer and a cinematographer who does commercials. He has one. He does a great job. I mean, he's also very talented when it comes to color grading. All props for him. But man, if I got, man, imagine me with the FX3. I won't imagine. I won't. No, that's too much. That's too much. And let's talk now about my least season, summertime. Summertime. Oh my god, I hate summer so much. And last year was exceptionally hot. I mean, in the dashboard, when I watched the screen of the car, it was like 59 degrees. Wow. That was the peak of the heat. And what I've done so far in summertime is I played Resident Evil. Good job, mate. Good job, mate. I mean, here's the thing. In 2022, I was about to say last year, the trailer of Resident Evil 4, the first trailer, came out when I finished playing Resident Evil 2 on my brother's PC, not computer. And then I was like, you know what, I need to play and stuff. Then the second trailer came out, I won't say the demo, but like tips and hints of the village fire came out, and was like, I need to play it. No one on earth thought I was gonna play on my first PC, and I said to my father that I needed a PC. I looked the system requirements of Resident Evil 4 Remake, and I put it on paper. And when I gave him to him, he was like, "This computer is gonna cost money." I was like, "Yeah, I know." And Lord and behold, I didn't play it on this PC. No, I remember playing a Plague Tale, and the heat was crazy in that bad boy. I was like, no way on earth I'm gonna record myself playing on this PC due to the sound and stuff. So I played that on my sister's desktop, which was pretty good. The screen, well, the monitor is big and stuff, and I had a blast. Not gonna lie, it was the best thing that could have happened. So far I didn't play the DLC yet, but I kind of saw YouTubers play it. It was it was pretty good. It was much better than the original, not gonna lie. And yeah, I give it a 10 out of 10. Thank you, Capcom, and I'm excited to see what they're gonna do next. Hopefully it's canonical, fingers crossed. I did weddings. Not in Algiers, Lord and behold, I did it on the countryside. And let me tell you about the weddings on the countryside. They usually do it at home. They don't do it like in a event place or stuff like that. So it was, I won't say messy, but you know, the countryside of Algiers. Some is pretty, some is questionable at some points, but yeah. I did 3 of, I won't say the cousins of my cousins, 3 of them, which is a lot of way, but they are also my neighbors. So the first the first wedding, I didn't do much because I didn't do much in the first wedding. Only when they took jazz, which is basically her clothes and stuff, and then you go to her closet and put it in. I mean, she's not the one who does that, but it's like her family members. They go and took everything and they put things where they belongs. And when she goes home after the wedding ceremony, she's gonna reorganize probably. I don't know. Some people just let it like that, some people just reorganize depending on their style. So I took pictures of that in the wedding dress in the second day. Yeah, the weddings in Gigi is 2 days. Oh my god, it's a lot, but I managed. You know what's terrible in Gigi is like some buildings they are not painted or anything. Some you go there, you see the bricks outside. They are not painted. There's no concrete or anything. Sometimes it's just bricks, and they expect you, the photographer, to. I mean, it's not my fault if behind the bride is like a wall of bricks, and then she complains to you, say, "Oh, it's very bad." I don't know, stuff like that. It's like, dude, you live. This is your house. I mean, I cannot necessarily change everything. I mean, you have to put me in good conditions, I would say, in order to take good pictures. And I did some pictures outdoors in the sunset with the flashlight, and that was the time I discovered the power of flashlights when it's, I won't say dark, but it was like, it adds a lot to the picture. Actually, I was like, yeah, I should buy probably a continuous light. And then I saw the prices, and I'm like, wow, it's the cost of my camera. So far, the continuous light, I'll add that in my bucket list, but let's hope I will get one. And I finished the third wedding in September, in the end of August. I did the whole thing, and I recently retouched them and stuff, but she didn't saw the video because, I mean, it's like 8 gigabytes. I mean, it's for 2 days also, which is pretty a lot. And yeah, hopefully I will buy. I don't know if I'm gonna buy her a flash disk or send her in drive and stuff. I don't know, or maybe send it to her when I go in Gigi and we all met there. I don't know what to do. What else I did in summertime? Yeah, DaVinci Resolve. So a lot of videographers switch to DaVinci Resolve. Not only you buy it once, and in the upgrade then it's gonna be for free. It's much more cheaper than Premiere Pro, and the editing there is, I won't say I know the software, I'm a pro in it, but for example, in Premiere Pro there's adjustment layers, and in DaVinci there's like nodes, and in the nodes you're gonna use it for a specific thing. So let's say in adjustment layer you're gonna put everything there, but when you do the editing, but in the nodes it's good, like everything has its own job. I mean, you have a node for the lightning, a node for the log. I myself was a bit scary of nodes, and then I was like, oh, that's not that much of a big deal. I mean, you just watch some tutorials and you practice. It's all about practice, baby. I mean, in adjustment layer in Premiere Pro, sometimes it can be for a lot of things. In DaVinci, a node can be sometimes for the lightning, a node can be for the highlights, a node can be for this and that, and sometimes you have to position correctly the node based on what correction you did to the image. For example, if you're gonna do the, let's say the log and stuff, you're gonna do it first, but you're gonna put them in the end, and then you're gonna put the lightning in maybe the, what is called, the red things that I recently learned, I forgot, halation. Yes, halation. You're gonna put sometimes the halation first, the green effect sometimes in the second. I mean, because if you put everything in one node, it's gonna be hella messy. So it's not really a very scary software. I mean, you watch probably one tutorial too, you're gonna start to understand things, and so far it has become my main editing software, which is pretty good. And what else I did on summertime? Yeah, I did the 2 commercials that I wasn't paid for. Yeah, let's talk about that, shall we? So one, it's for real estate. I did the whole thing, and they were like, no, send us the raw files. And when I asked them to get paid, they were like, no, we're not gonna pay you. I was straight up flabbergasted of this answer. I was like, I think I left it on red because they said no. I mean, you booked me for a job. I'm not doing services for free. right? I mean, that's the whole thing of a videographer. I mean, if you told me, yo, do it for free, we are so broke, we don't have to pay you, I will probably understand and I won't bother to do it in the first place. But saying no when in reality I demand it for my rights, it's a bit sketchy, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, that happened, and not one but two commercials I did them. There was like some transitions missing and stuff, and when I did it's not me who did them, but I asked for a friend of mine, we met, we did the transitions, I sent him the files and yada yada. And when he called the responsible of the commercials, he was like, oh no, we don't work actually for with her, we canceled the whole thing, and yeah, can you do the whole job? Yeah, they were talking with my friend. They was like, what? I was like, if you canceled with me, why am I bothering doing it? They didn't tell me, and I was like, wait, what? I didn't know. They didn't tell me. I mean, just like asking them for the police, the font, the colors and stuff. What's it called? La charte graphique. When I asked someone, they said, oh, just ask the other one, yada yada. It was hella disorganized, hella unprofessional, and they didn't tell me that I wasn't in the work for these two commercials, which, by the way, they're not that bad. Actually, they were good compared to what they are posting in social media. So I was a bit confused, intrigued, coming at home crying because I felt like I was cheated at some point, but it happens, and this is the time I discovered that you goddamn need a contract, even though you know that those people, you need a contract to protect yourself, which that was my mistake. I trusted these people, and like it or not, even if it's your you do contracts, boy, even though if it's your family member, I don't care. الثقة في الوثيقة, like they say in Algeria. I don't give a damn if it's your father, your mom, your twin. You put the contract, okay? No, don't do my mistake, that's for sure. But on the positive side, I use them for my portfolio. I mean, it's not like it's like the end of the world. I mean, your portfolio needs some content, especially if you're starting out. I mean, they were good in my opinion, and a lot of people were actually pretty impressed by it. And I put in my portfolio in case they wanted, especially the estate one, a real estate one. I think it's like, in my opinion, it's a good video. And whenever now a client needs to see like sneak peek of my portfolio, I have like a special section of my commercials, and everything there is available. In case you want to watch my portfolio, I'm gonna leave a link in my description. Now let's go to October, November, and December. October was pretty meh, pretty hot, pretty uninspiring. In November, same thing. And what happened? Oh yeah. So in November, the first week was the worst week that I spent my whole life. Not only that, what happened? So I'm gonna start with the 4th of November, which I know is pretty stupid to start with, but I'm saying things just like it happens in order. 4th of November was the end of Attack on Titan. The end of an era for me. It was pretty sad. I mean, when it ended, I started like getting flashbacks of me when I was in high school, because I started the show in high school, and it was Eid al-Adha thing. The second day, my mom told me, "Yo, you already watching it, it's pretty bad. Go watch Attack on Titan." And if you told me that it's gonna go the way it ended, I don't believe you. I thought it was gonna be like a random shonen show. But holy hell, it's a bit sad to say that it's a bit accurate to the events of October 7th. And yeah, even now, 50th of January, it's not over yet. I mean, it's pretty sad to say this, but goddamn, I lost a lot of faith in humanity, I'm not gonna lie. Hi, and the day after, I remember crying for a video that didn't turn out well, and my mom was like, "Oh, that's okay, it's not the end of the world, yada yada yada." And I was like, "No, I wasn't paid, I got bamboozled." Completely depressed because of a job, and then I received some messages of a friend of high school. I was like, why are you sending me now? I don't remember the last time I talked to him. It was probably in 2017 and stuff. And then he told me, "Yo, do you know what happened to a friend of mine?" He mentioned her name. I was like, "No." Lord and behold, she passed away, giving birth to twins. And suddenly my problems were meaningless, to say the least. I remember I stayed in shock. I called her best friend, who's also a kind of common friend of ours. She confirmed me the news. I was like, what? And then I was like completely shocked. I started crying, and my mom also knew her, and I don't know why the first thing I did was turning on my first PC and slow watching her pictures, and most of the videos that I shot of when we all with her and our common friends and stuff, we were always watching the videos and the pictures of 2016. We were in the senior year, if back in Algeria we have. So yeah, we were always nostalgic about 2016, reminiscence of 2016, and whenever we met when we were in college, we also managed to meet in college, but since the C virus happened in 2020, we not only we finished our studies in college, but everybody went their separate ways, because not only you start getting stressed out about your future, your work, and stuff like that. I myself was struggling a lot doing extra studies, stuff like that, in order to work on the field that I studied in, finance, and unfortunately it didn't work out. But yeah, we all had a lot of things to do, and we kind of lost in touch, and sadly I wasn't there to her last breath, which is a bit weird to say it like that, but it is what it is, unfortunately. I hope she found peace with her mom. And yeah, stay close to your friends, people. In December, I did five commercials. I was gonna say fifth commercial. I don't know where that came from. I did 5 commercials. They are still in the work. Developing. Even now, I'm still developing my portfolio. I did some jewelries, I did some beauty stuff. I mean, it's like in relation with the previous video of the portfolio one I did. I mean, if you have some free time in your first steps of photography, just do it. And I also used the time of cold and stuff to create some reels, TikTok stuff. I mean, I should have put them also in the shorts in YouTube, but I don't know why it slided on my head just like that. I didn't put them on YouTube, but I'll do them these days, post them these days. And somehow a reel of a door with my mom in it kind of blew up. I mean, now it's almost 30k likes, which is crazy, and I gained like 1,000 followers, and the comments of that video, somehow good, somehow neutral, somehow pretty bad, and I'm not gonna lie, I deleted some that were really bad. I'm not into hate speech and like that, but these were extreme. I was like, no, delete, thank you. But yeah, it's so hard, especially when you're busy. I mean, I was in my creative space doing reels and stuff, and then the recordings of the 5th commercial, I record them in 2 days, which was pretty wild. It's a hard thing also to get actors, and sometimes they get canceled in the last day. They are not coming, they are not interested and stuff. I didn't sleep in that week at all. I mean, I'm surprised how that week went away. A friend of mine came back from Montreal, and I was like, yo, we're gonna hang out and stuff, and we barely hang out and stuff. I don't know. I did the foolish mistake of checking my phone, and then I received a message, yo, you have to reshoot that commercial. I was like, oh boy. And my day with her was ruined. I shouldn't do. People, if you're with your friends, don't check your phone for the love of God. Please. I mean, it can be the start of something bad, to say the least. I mean, just don't do it, okay? I reshoot that, and it was pretty messy. There's some sequences I have to reshoot because they said in vertical, and then they said no, do it in horizontal, yada yada. It was pretty stressful, not gonna lie. And I did also some, I won't say commercials, some reels for a marketing company. Also, I did a commercial for them. So not pay for them yet, but that's the thing about photography and videography. You have to be extremely patient because you think you're gonna get, you're gonna record, you're gonna edit, and you're gonna get paid in that minute. In reality, sometimes it takes time because some changes occur in the videos. It's working in the marketing stuff. It's kinda slow. It's so slow when it comes to everything. I mean, there must be an approval, some paper stuff, taxes. I mean, yeah, it's pretty stressful. And to say the least, I'm not a very patient person. I get stressed. That's the thing. These five commercials that I recorded, they kind of teach me patience. But at the same time, my hair is getting white, so of the odds. So it's a very stressful thing, but if you're very patient and stuff, congratulations, you won the whole thing. But I'm not patient, and I'm really trying to be patient, but it's really hard. Now, for example, I'm waiting for Poor Things to come up on VOD. Apparently it's gonna come up in February. Also, are we gonna talk about Spotify Wrapped? The artist that came first in my Spotify Wrapped is Death Grips. I mean, that band completely destroyed my way of listening to music, that's for sure. I mean, they are so beyond this world that I'm like, no, it has, whenever I listen to a song now, it has to be in the Death Grips edge, or else I'm not interested anymore. But a lot of albums came out were good. King Cruel came back. I was like, yes, finally. I love to listen to King Cruel. I mean, especially in weather like these, it's a great soundtrack of that. And then you got Caroline Polachek came out with a good album. George Clanton, Eve Stumer. I mean, I'm not gonna mention them all, but I will say average, but I had a good listen so far in 2023. And other than that, I don't know what else to say. The Barbieheimer, I wasn't in that whole thing. I was in Gigel. I watched them on my PC. I know, I'm really sorry, Christopher Nolan, but what can I say? And unfortunately, when I came back in September to Algiers, Barbie was cancelled. They were not putting it back in theater, which was pretty sexist. I don't know what happened, but I think they saw the Middle Eastern countries banning Barbie. They were like, you know what, let's jump to the bandwagon. I don't understand why, but it happened. I didn't have the Barbieheimer experience, but I had them in Gigel, watching them illegally here. I'm sorry, people. I know I have to support like the case and causes and stuff, but when you can, sadly. So yeah, let me know how was your 2023, and so far my 2024. So far it's like a free trial. I mean, the start was pretty bad. I got sick. I don't know if it's like I got COVID or something, but I don't know what happened. But when I was coughing, my bones started hurting me. My back was killing me, and it was a pretty awful experience to say the least. I don't wanna relive that again. I'm having now some bad cough, but it's manageable. It wasn't like it used to, but thankfully everything's okay. And what I have now in January, it's basically some work. I have an event to do this week. I have a shooting. Wow, it has been like a long ass time since I did like a shooting just like that with someone. Thank you, Mustafa, to be a good sport for that. I mean, I missed shooting people in the capital and stuff. Like, the last time I did was in May, so it was like a long time, to the point I forgot to use shortcuts in Photoshop, which was pretty bad. And I remember, and then I go to YouTube and check how I do this and how I do that. It was like preparing for an exam, which was pretty bad. But it is what it is. Hopefully I will manage to do some shootings like that. I will try to do, I think, in Fridays, because here's the thing, when I started this YouTube video channel, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do some vlogs, some this, something that, and then you're gonna face the reality with it, which is you need authorization to use a camera in Algiers, which is crazy. I mean, when you record or to take a picture on the phone, you have the data, you have the Wi-Fi, you can send the picture like instantly, but in the camera you need like a computer to put the SD card, or you're gonna send it with to the phone. So I don't understand why you need an authorization. I mean, there's some plaques in Heda of don't use the camera instruction and stuff, and I was like, what? Hopefully they won't put that in the capital, as it's gonna be pretty bad to the creative person. I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be pretty bad if they're gonna do the don't shoot in the capital or whatever. I mean, we already struggling, and please don't do it. For the love of God, don't do it. Don't do it. I think that's it for this video. Sorry to be not consistent, but it is what it is. I mean, it's not like I'm getting paid from doing YouTube. I want to create stuff on YouTube. It's just sometimes some inconveniences happen and you're not in control of it. So you have to work with them first and try to manage some time with yourself to create. Which, by the way, it's super hard, but hopefully I will try to be as I was gonna say progressive, but I forgot the word. Consistent. God damn it! Thank God I remembered the word. The word. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this long ass video, and hopefully I'm gonna edit it now on this bad boy here. And yeah, see you soon on my next video. Bye bye.